So when was that moment where you decided, okay, we're going to go forward, let's do this thing, let's be a girl group? What did that day look like?
It was like our first time together as a three, and we put together this little mashup, and it just felt really natural, really nice. We all got along, and there was definitely like chemistry there. So
you've probably seen a lot of talk on social media about FLO, the new R&B it group. But who are they exactly? Where did they come from? And what can we expect from the trio that seems to be tapping into R&B of past, but with a fresh spin? FLO is a British girl group consisting of 3 members, Jorja Douglas, Stella Quaresma, and Renee. The group formed in 2019 and are currently signed to Island Records, a label owned by Universal Music Group. All 3 girls have a musical background and were taking the necessary steps to achieve their dreams of being singers. Stella Quaresma was born in England in 2001 and moved to Mozambique as a baby. She returned to England at the age of 5 and eventually attended the Sylvia Young Theatre School, which fellow member Renee Brown also attended. The Sylvia Young Theatre School has famous alums like Dua Lipa, Amy Winehouse, and Leanne Pinnock. Growing up, Stella was influenced by African music from her mom's home country, as well as fellow Brit Amy Winehouse. Renee was also born in 2001. She's a London native who, like Quaresma, went to the Sylvia Young Theatre School. Growing up, she was inspired by various R&B artists who've influenced her musically. Jorja Douglas was born in Germany in 2002, and she moved to England as a baby. She was raised by a single mom who's actually a retired Olympic sprinter. Like the other girls, Douglas enjoyed music as a child, and she too was influenced by R&B music as well as church music. Though Stella and Renee knew each other from school, they met Jorja at an audition. Prior to her audition, Jorja was posting singing videos to Instagram. About their meeting, Renee said, "All of us had musical upbringings and were interested in going down that path. Our manager at the time contacted all of us for auditions, and it really worked out." Jorja said, "I saw the girls and we screamed across the room. I knew from that moment we were about to start something big." As of 2019, FLO was officially a group. I couldn't find much information about FLO between when they formed and when they debuted, but it seems like they spent that in-between time strengthening their friendship and defining their sound. They were helped by producers like MNEK, who's known for working with other European artists like Dua Lipa, Little Mix, and Zara Larsson. FLO released their first single, Cardboard Box, in March of 2022. It was produced by MNEK and had the theme of a typical breakup anthem. What gripped most people was its clear inspiration from 90s and 2000s R&B girl groups.
This song is basically like us talking to our future selves if we were to get cheated on. So if we do,
a little handbook.
Yeah.
The production, harmonies, and lyrics make the song sound different and fresh, yet familiar. Cardboard Box was an instant hit for FLO, going viral on social media, especially on TikTok and Twitter. The single put the girl group on the map, and many rallied behind the girls who seemed like they were going to revive Western girl groups. What's interesting to me about FLO is that they're simultaneously reviving 2 concepts: American R&B girl groups like Destiny's Child, TLC, or Escape, as well as British pop girl groups like the Spice Girls. Though FLO is English, it's evident, and they've said themselves, that their music is inspired by American R&B. Whenever I chat with my friends or you guys about current music that you're enjoying, FLO's name always comes up. FLO released a video for Cardboard Box which gained almost 1 million views on YouTube within the first week. Currently, it has nearly 4 million views. The trio also released an acoustic version and a performance video for Cardboard Box, further showcasing their vocal abilities. In terms of a debut single, Cardboard Box was most definitely a success. Its popularity on social media gave the girls the momentum for their subsequent singles to perform well also. In addition, it earned the girls co-signs from established artists like Missy Elliott, SZA, and Victoria Monet. About this, Jorja said, "It feels so surreal to have praise from the people we grew up listening to and are fans of. Sometimes we have to pinch ourselves to make sure it's real." Conversations started quickly about FLO carrying the torch from Little Mix, who announced an indefinite hiatus just before FLO debuted. The special thing about FLO, which they've also said themselves, is that they aim to reignite music from an era that seems to have faded out. The girls have been likened to past 2000s R&B groups like 3LW and Destiny's Child, which they find to be an honor. About this, Stella has said, "We just appreciate good music. That's the era where music was so great, and what we do goes hand in hand with that." Renee said, "Even songs from 20 years ago, before I was born, R&B just speaks to our souls, and it's not a massive thing at the moment." While R&B as a genre hasn't technically gone anywhere, it is nice to see someone reviving the idea of R&B girl groups again. Even with just one song out, the girls became so popular that they developed a strong following on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and even have a dedicated fan Discord server. In the summer of 2022, the girls released their EP, The Lead. In addition to Cardboard Box, MNEK produced the songs Immature, Summertime, and Feature Me. As soon as Feature Me comes on, I'm reminded of One in a Million. Not in the way where the similarity feels like it's being shoved in your face, but just enough for FLO to set the tone before they get into the song. The girls also have writing credits on most of the songs on the EP. The Lead received positive reviews overall, and more specifically from publications like Complex, Pitchfork, and Rolling Stone. Complex called The Lead an essential listen, and Rolling Stone said that the EP would surely launch the girls into stardom. In September of 2022, FLO released their deluxe edition of The Lead, which included the single Not My Job. Not My Job gives me early 2000s pop in the best way possible. It sounds like an Aaliyah Timbaland collab and a Cheetah Girls song combined, and I'm here for it. The vibes also remind me of those animated Bratz movies from back in the day. My point is, Not My Job really hits on the good parts of music from that era, like being able to create a song that's both empowering and also has strong production and harmonies. MNEK produced this song as well, saying, "I just love working on projects that if I wasn't working on it, I'd be standing. And this is absolutely one of those projects." I think Not My Job sounds even more 2000s influenced than Cardboard Box, but still in a way that sounds like a clear nod to the era, but doesn't cross the line into corny or gimmicky territory. Like, if I had this song on a playlist and Bills, Bills, Bills came on right after it, I wouldn't even bat an eye. And this makes perfect sense because Miss Kelly Rowland herself visited the girls in the studio and gave the song her blessing. The Fader recently called Not My Job girl group heaven, and I completely agree. FLO has been nominated as Best New Artist and Artist to Watch at some smaller award shows this year, so hopefully they win. I can't wait to see them get nominations on bigger shows like the VMAs or Billboards, and who knows, maybe even a Grammy one day. It'll only help increase their popularity, even though they're already doing well on that front. The best thing about FLO is that they're bringing back R&B girl groups. It makes perfect sense, especially when the early aughts have been inspiring music, fashion, and film for some time now. Renee has said, "I think girl groups are necessary. When you're growing up with a girl group, it's such a great part of your life. Now that that hasn't happened for so long, I'm here for this. I can see the potential and how excited it makes people." Girl groups are always fun because each member has a different look and personality, and for that reason it's a lot easier to identify with at least one of the members in the group. In addition, we get to hear a wider array of vocals and also get to hear the girls harmonize and do some interesting vocal arrangements. Another thing I like about girl groups is their styling. It's fun to look at different interpretations of an outfit based on each member's style or personality. R&B girl groups of the past made their style a huge part of their brand, and I don't doubt that FLO will do the same. Since they've said that they'll eventually branch out into other types of music eventually, I wonder how that will change their style. Right now, the Y2K vibes make sense because it's how they've branded themselves currently with their looks and music, and honestly by being a girl group rather than soloists. FLO's music is reminiscent of the era when producers like Timbaland and Darkchild dominated, and R&B was full of young women singing about independence, breakups, and self-love. With their music, FLO aims to create girl power anthems, especially the ones that young women like themselves can identify with. As a group, FLO's expressed the importance of making music that's relatable to young black girls who often find themselves excluded from media depicting young womanhood. They've said, "It's important that everyone, especially young black women, have someone they can relate to and see themselves in. The experiences we all go through are so universal, and so no one should feel left out in that." FLO isn't just reviving the idea of R&B girl groups, which were especially popular in the States. They're also walking in the footsteps of girl groups who were huge in the UK, like the Spice Girls, Sugababes, Girls Aloud, and Little Mix. Girl groups have decreased in popularity in the UK as well in recent times, and honestly, FLO might just be the group to reignite the resurgence of them both in their home country and across the pond over here in America. I'm honestly so excited to see what's to come for FLO. The girls are talented, passionate, and they're really filling a gap in the industry right now, and it's always exciting to see someone do something fresh. Yeah, they take inspiration from past eras of R&B and fashion, but nostalgia is super popular right now, and they're still doing music in a way that not many of their contemporaries are. I think them blowing up so quickly is well deserved, and I'm glad the girls are getting the support and fans that they are. In all of the research that I've done, and even as a casual social media user, I've never seen anyone say anything negative about them or their music, and that says a lot in this day and age. The girls have great chemistry and still seem really close, and I hope they don't get caught up in the drama and controversy that's hurt some of their predecessors. I love that they seem to really not only know their influences, but the direction that they want to take with their own music. The girls seem really passionate and like they already know who they want to be as artists. They have a vision for themselves and a message, and they're definitely not just doing all of this for some quick viral fame. I am back again with the latest box from Try Treats, which lets you try snacks from all over the world. With Try Treats, you get a monthly snack box containing foods from different countries. Each box comes with a card describing each snack in the box, and you also get to learn a little bit more about the country your snacks are from. Fittingly, this month's box is from the UK, so who knows, maybe FLO themselves have tried some of these snacks. Since I'm American, I'm still getting used to the fact that candy from other countries isn't 100% sugar, but in a way that's cool because you can actually taste other flavors in the candy. My favorite were these things called randoms, and you literally get a bag full of random assorted gummies. They're kind of like gummy worms, but 10 times better. I was most afraid to try the prawn cocktail chips. It took me a minute to work up the courage because I think that was the most out there thing in the box. But surprisingly, they're pretty good. My box also contains some chocolates, cookies, Guinness chili chips, and white chocolate, all of which I loved. If you want to try some international treats for yourself, use my code NaomiCannibal to get 15% off your first box so you can start enjoying snacks from all over the world, and be sure to let me know your favorites. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you especially are a fan of FLO, let me know your favorite song on the lead. I know you guys really like them because we talk about them all the time. And if you're not a fan of FLO, what are you doing? Go check them out. They're awesome. I promise you will not be disappointed. And I feel like it's always really cool to be a fan of a group when they're just starting out in their career because you get to take the journey with them, and I think FLO's not going to be going anywhere. So as always, thank you guys, love you guys, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.